Brian Daboll is putting the New York Giants in the best position to be successful. Last season, the Giants surprised everyone in the NFL by winning 9 regular season games and their first playoff game since 2011. People thought the Giants wouldn't even make the playoffs in 2022, but they started strong, winning 6 of their first 8 games and finished well to end the season by getting a spot in the playoffs. This year, the Giants are expected to do well in 2023. They signed Daniel Jones to his long, sexy contract, Dexter Lawrence and Darius Slayton, all from the 2019 draft class, to contracts that will keep them with the Giants for a long time. They brought in Bobby Okereke to be their best linebacker and Ashawn Robinson and Raheem Nunez to strengthen the middle of their defensive line. In the draft, they picked Deonte Banks, John Michael Schmitz, and Jaylen Hyatt as their first 3 choices, all expected to play a big part in their rookie seasons. They also traded for star tight end Darren Waller, who will likely be Jones' go-to receiver in the beginning of the season. The Giants are better prepared than they were at the start of last year. However, they still have some big questions they need to answer if they want their 2023 season to be successful. And the biggest question you should be asking the Giants is, can they finally beat the Eagles and Cowboys? They've had a hard time winning games against these teams for a very long time. Year after year, they lose to the Eagles and they lose to the Dallas Cowboys, who have taken turns winning the division each year. Last year, the Giants won only 1 out of 6 games in the division. Their single win was against the Commanders in Week 15. They lost to Dallas and Philadelphia and were crushed by the Eagles in the divisional round of the playoffs. The year before that, they only won 1 game out of 6. Losing to Washington and Dallas and splitting with the Eagles. In 2020, they won 4 out of the 6 divisional games, sweeping Washington and splitting with the Eagles and Cowboys. The Giants haven't been able to consistently win against Dallas and Philadelphia. They haven't beaten a Cowboys team led by Dak Prescott since 2016. They did manage to beat Jalen Hurts in 2021, but the Eagles aren't going to be an easy team to beat as they showed last year. They'll have to be able to beat a whole new Philadelphia team. If the Giants want to show they are a real contender and that last year wasn't a one-off, it starts with beating the 2 top teams in their division. Can their offense make more big plays? Before I answer that question, please go ahead and give us a like so we know that we're doing well and that you like this content. The Giants' offense wasn't very exciting last season. They had the fewest passing plays over 20 yards in the league with just 28. They didn't have the players to make these types of big plays. Going into training camp, the Giants have added what seems to be enough skill to start making longer throws downfield, as well as players being able to run further after catching the ball. Getting Waller is expected to result in more big pass plays. Waller has caught the ball for 20 plus yards 53 times in his career, with 9 of those catches in the same number of games last season. In the previous 3 seasons, he had 13 in 2021, 16 in 2020, and 14 in 2019. Darius Slayton has shown that he can make big plays every now and then, as have Isaiah Hodgins and Paris Campbell. The latter caught the ball for 20 plus yards 7 times last season. Rookie Jaylen Hyatt's speed lets him open up the field and allow Daniel Jones to take those chances. The Giants are ready on offense to make more big plays in their passing game. And if you need a reminder of how elite and dominant Jaylen Hyatt will be for the New York Giants, I want you to type in on YouTube search bar, Jaylen Hyatt versus Alabama, and then I want you to envision what he's going to do to the NFC East in his rookie contract years. But the bigger question is for the defense, and it's, can they finally stop the other teams from running the ball? The Giants were very, very bad at stopping the run last year. The team simply couldn't stop opposing teams from running the ball. They didn't have a good inside linebacker who could fill gaps. Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams could only do so much at the front, especially Lawrence, who was always on the field. The Giants linebackers last year tried hard but could not keep up. Jalen Smith and Tate Crowder took turns being the top linebackers on the team, which is not ideal. Micah McFadden didn't have a great rookie season, but he showed signs of what he could become. The New York Giants even brought Landon Collins and Jarrad Davis to try and fix their problems with little success. General Manager Joe Schoen's first moves this offseason was to address the linebacker position. He signed Bobby Okereke to a 4-year contract, making him the main man in the middle of the Giants' defense. Okereke is a tackling machine with over 130 tackles in the last 2 seasons and can cover pass catchers pretty well. Joe Schoen added defensive linemen Ashawn Robinson and Rakeem Nunez to play behind Lawrence and Williams. Robinson and Nunez allow the Giants' top 2 interior defensive linemen to rest without worrying about the middle of the line collapsing. With all that being said, in regards to the defense being able to stop the run, being able to stop the pass within the NFC East is going to be just as important. So the biggest question of all is, can rookie Deonte Banks step up to the challenge as that rookie? One of the Giants' biggest problems last year was finding a consistent starter opposite of Adoree Jackson. Defensive coordinator Wink Martindale had to rotate different players trying to fill the second cornerback spot after Aaron Robinson was injured early in the season. The Giants, looking to the future, picked Deonte Banks in the first round of the draft. Banks is a quick, physical corner with amazing size and is a good press covered corner. He'll fit perfectly into Wink Martindale's defensive style. Banks will be tested right away, even as the second quarterback opposite of Adoree Jackson. The Giants face a tough list, absolute brutal, tough list of very good receivers this season that can cause problems quickly for any defense. Who are these receivers, you might be asking? Well, of course, let's start in the NFC East. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith from the Eagles, CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks from the Cowboys, and Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson from the Commanders. Off rip, in the NFC East alone, he has a big challenge ahead of him. So can he come up to play and be successful? Other pairs of receivers that will definitely be there to test rookie Deonte Banks, we would have to go to Seattle, where we meet DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Jackson Smith-Njigba. Head over to the 49ers, where we have Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, and then we stop over in Miami with Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle. Banks will be covering some of the most lethal, absolute lethal receivers in his own rookie season. Can he handle the pressure? The Giants sure do hope so. And it's also very, very important to remind the public that Saquon Barkley's 2023 season will be played entirely on the franchise tag. Barkley and the Giants are ready to roll in 2023. After getting into the playoffs and winning a game last season, everyone thinks they'll do even better this year. Right now, Barkley is set to play under that franchise tag that we talked about, but it looks like a new contract could be on the way. But it definitely depends on how well he performs this season. If that happens, we can expect Saquon to really shine in 2023. Of course, a lot of it depends on him staying healthy, remaining healthy, and not missing any games due to his lack of health. Sure, the team will still rely heavily on the passing game with lots of options for Jones to throw the ball. But if Barkley can help by running the ball well and controlling the pace of the game, there should be more wins than losses for the Giants in 2023. And as a proud Oklahoma Sooner fan, in case anything happens to Saquon Barkley, they'll be able to rely on rookie running back Eric Gray that I have high hopes for in his NFL career. Now, putting everything together, the New York Giants have a good, legitimate chance to fight for a playoff spot. Can they make it to 10 wins in the NFC that isn't as strong as it used to be? They definitely could. Daniel Jones should keep getting better under the offense with Brian Daboll, and Darren Waller could become his favorite target. Saquon Barkley should be back, and it's clear he's really good, like really good. The defense could become one of the best in the league if the new guy, Deonte Banks, does what everyone believes he can do, and shows up and shows out very early. And safety, Xavier McKinney, can take advantage of a strong defensive line led by Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau. So Giants fans, let me know in the comments, are you riding with your team this season? Like, comment, subscribe.